I've never pre-ordered a game on Steam before, so I'm just excited. It comes out on Thursday. I'm excited. I'm excited as heck.
I'm on the gameplay now for
What?
I'm looking at the gameplay now.
My friend Pedro?
Yeah. Oh, that's loud. It's like I like it. It's cool. Cool. What is it like? What can you play on?
It's exclusive to the PC and the Nintendo Switch.
Sweet.
I
Okay.
think they're gonna put it on PS4 though. If it sells well, they're gonna put it on PS4. And it definitely will based on that gameplay. What can I say except the N-word? I'm gonna re-download Fallout New Vegas. You know what? Why not? Let's go into that.
Ooh.
Vegas. Let's dive deep into the New Vegas mod community because I haven't seen it in a while. Alright, are we streaming right now?
We are.
Are?
Yes.
Oh, I've just been rambling on.
It's okay.
About,
it's like our pre-show, you know?
Yeah. Show.
Yes.
Oh, I just remember my account info. Dude, I haven't installed mods for this game in so long. Let's do this. This game called Fallout New Vegas that I love. It's a Fallout game that was made by the guys who are making the Outer Worlds.
My phone is so slow right now.
What?
Oh, for some reason my phone won't accept my house Wi-Fi right now. And so I'm trying to share it with the group chat so more people watch. It's just happening.
Yeah. I'm gonna start editing my video. Making a video about why The Shining is the greatest movie ever.
Oh, that's cool. I heard you. That's cool. So like.
Oh, I know. I wasn't saying Mason is that.
Oh, I got you. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Man was like, who are you talking to? So I said Mason.
Like, how's the video gonna be? Are you gonna be like breaking down each section, or are you just gonna give like a synopsis?
I'm gonna be like,
and then like.
I'm gonna present my point. It's gonna be like a video essay. I'm gonna present my point, but it's gonna be funny as well.
Right.
Present my point. I'm gonna say what this movie's about. I'm gonna say what's about the surface of how deep the movie can go, and how much analysis has been into the movie, and about how a lot of the theories for that movie are really dumb.
Yeah. And then are you gonna talk about what is it, Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep. Yeah, I definitely will. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. The trailer looked interesting enough.
Yeah.
Well, right now seems as good a time as any to start. We might as well. So, hello, fellow nerd herdians. I think that's what I'm gonna call our viewers. Is that okay, Casey?
No, I don't agree with this.
All right.
And I need to talk about
Okay.
Well, on Sunday, my freaking big phone went, and I cleaned it all up and just needs more soil and it's saying it's not covering. Yeah, I know, but I need you to unlock the rest.
Oh, Mason, my mom says hi, by the way.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Drury. Miss Drury. Wait.
Oh, Mom.
There's a phone back, you guys.
Oh, God. I'll be right back.
So we got some good.
Not right. Right.
So we made some changes.
Hi, Mason.
Viewers. Hi, Casey. So instead of having Marvel and DC and Star Wars being one section and do count so many different things, and a lot of them just being useless information you don't need to know, I've brought it down to the max is 10 topics to talk about, so it's not as much. So we might as well start with movies. So the movies section.
Can we make an exception? Can we make an exception for E3 because that just happened for games since E3?
Yes. Okay. We'll go all out for that. So let's start with the Marvel Studios section of news. So it's been confirmed that there will be no Fantastic Four until Phase 5. But right now there's a rumor going around that Peyton Reed, the writer of Ant-Man, the second writer for Ant-Man, will direct a Fantastic Four movie for 2022.
That's the only reason that's the only reason I'm not at Marvel right now. They're firing Edgar Wright.
Yeah. Would have been a great movie.
Disappointing.
But
It's been amazing.
So I think the rumor that Peyton Reed will direct and write a Fantastic Four movie isn't out of the question, but it will not be in 2022. It will be Phase 5. Phase 5 will not be until 2023, 2024 at least. But I think a Peyton Reed Fantastic Four movie would be a good movie. I think it would be funny, and I think it would hit everything where it needs to in the term. Yeah, that'd be a good movie. What do you think, Casey? Did you enjoy Ant-Man? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
Not like Ant-Man.
Oh.
I'm not a fan.
I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it's a great movie. It's compared to other movies I've seen, it's pretty low. But it's still it's something I'd put on in an airplane or in a car ride. So yeah.
I wouldn't watch it in an airplane.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. I'm not that big of a fan here. I thought it was boring. I found it boring, which is strange. I just don't think Ant-Man's a fun character for me. I love yeah, it's just not that big for me.
Yeah. So according to some reports that have been floating around, in the movie Black Widow, Florence Pugh, we knew she was casted months ago, but the character that she will be playing is named Yelena Belova. So in the comics, Yelena Belova takes up the mantle as Black Widow after, I don't remember exactly why she ended up taking up the mantle, but she got trained and she became the Black Widow for some time. And so I think what they could do is they could take the character and make her evil and do a second Black Widow, just an evil Black Widow that fights the actual Black Widow. So that's some casting news. So one of the MCU executives, Victoria Alonso, talks about the X-Men. Obviously, they just got added to the roster of properties that Marvel Studios owns. But she talks about how the X-Men name itself is outdated, and how she thinks there needs to be a change. And I agree. I think that X-Men, the name and the property, has been overused, and I think that they can take that and obviously introduce male.
Imagine if it was X-Force.
I was just about to say They should do an X Force, but okay, and make it a and a play. Oh,
X Force the Daredevil is the Deadpool thing.
well, okay. So A Force is a female led team, right? And then they take X Force, and they take that team, but they change it up in the sense that it's a female-led mutant team. So you have your female-led team, and you're making a change on the mutants. That's just an idea I had, but I don't know. I definitely think that they need to come up with something creative instead of X-Men, because if they call it X-Men, it won't get as many people watching because of the fail that was Dark Phoenix, which I'm not excited to see. So they've confirmed that the upcoming Marvel slate for the next phase or two will be released at D23. And that's that. It's like Comic-Con but Disney.
No, okay.
Yeah. So can't wait to see what's with that. But so if you remember the Benefactor, he was an unseen character in Spider-Man Homecoming, who was the big bad, and he was getting all the tech from the Vulture and giving them money. So they're finding an actor for that character, and a lot of people are speculating that will be Norman Osborn. And I think that would be perfect. It gives yeah, and a little bit more to the character of Norman Osborn than if he was just introduced.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Norman Osborn is always just a mustache twirling villain.
That's true.
That's
but at least he won't be introduced in the same way he was introduced in, say, Spider-Man, and it'll be something different.
Okay.
I guess that's one way to look at it. And it already plants seeds for him being a big bad villain, that has that could be a major villain with that. So reports are suggesting that the MCU will have mini arcs and multiple big villains in a phase / saga. So instead of having everything lead up to Thanos, they could have several different things leading up to several different villains. You could have a few movies leading up to Norman Osborn, and then some leading up to Galactus, something like that. And so I'm not the biggest fan of that idea. I'm okay with having multiple major villains in a saga or phase. And you could spend multiple movies building up to a certain villain, but I prefer them having an end game with a saga where it's one giant villain. See what I did there with Endgame, and that's the build up. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I don't see what you did there.
Oh, darn. But
can you explain?
No. Having a big bad Thanos and those major villains that were built up are somehow connected with him. But the guy, the major villain is one guy, not multiple people. So Chris Hemsworth has confirmed a new deal for Phase 4. We don't know how many movies it is, but we know Endgame is not his last film. So we'll see him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which, we can assume that from the end of Endgame. But from there were rumors for a Thor 4, stuff like that. But we will not see him for a while because he did say that he is taking a break from Hollywood, no more movies. Yeah. Okay. Chris Hemsworth did a great job in Cabin in the Woods. He did a good job. Just saying. I did not realize.
You liked it?
Yeah. I did not realize he was in.
Good job.
He had
What do you think about the twist?
The twist was fantastic. I love that.
Oh yeah. It starts off just as your like generic horror.
And then it kind of flips that on its head. But we'll talk about it later because it is in our Marvel review section. We don't want to spoil it too much. So more Marvel. So this is non-Marvel Studios. So this is like Fox and Sony, stuff like that. So Fox was talking about some of the movie ideas they had when they had a lot of the Marvel properties. So they released 2 different movies ideas that they had that they were thinking about making. So the first one was a Avengers Endgame type crossover that involved the X-Men, Daredevil, Elektra, and Fantastic Four. And they never said who the villain was, but they all teamed up to fight together. And then the second idea was an X-Men versus Fantastic Four Civil War film. They both sounded okay. The Endgame similar one sounded like a mess, but the Civil War film actually sounded pretty cool. So those are 2 things that we almost got, but obviously we didn't. So the Domino actor talks about the acquisition of Fox and specifically Deadpool, and she talks about and stresses the fact that they need to honor Fox's take on the character, and that they need to stick to the core audience that they've built up with the R rating, the gore, the jokes that were there, and not turn it into something that's an audience for everybody that they've had for every other movie, and that they stick to its core. And I think that's very important, and that they should definitely listen to her, because like they don't want to ruin a franchise, especially one that's making them so much money. And if they want to continue their Daredevil films with a 3rd one, and then maybe even a 4th one, and then there's the X-Force, and if they ruin it in 3, and they make it not what you got in the first and second, they won't make as much money because not as many people will see it. So the X-Men animated series creators met with Disney for a revival season or multi-seasons to bring back the show. I love that show. That's like my favorite animated show ever. So the idea of them bringing it back would just be really cool. And I definitely think a lot of people would watch it because it's so nostalgic for a lot of people. So Spider-Man, Spider-Man 4, specifically Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, was teased by Marvel when they released an image with a 4 and a spider on it in webbing. And then I think like a few hours later, Alex Ross released a picture of Sam Raimi, or not Sam Raimi, but Spider-Man in the original trilogy suit, holding MJ. And so what people are speculating is that they're coming out with a comic adaptation of the Spider-Man 4 script, which I will definitely buy, which just sounds really cool to me, and I think it's a great idea. So
I just looked that up. That's false.
What's false?
What you just said is false. They're not making a Spider-Man 4 comic.
They haven't. Okay, that's what people are thinking, that they're making a comic adaptation.
I thought you just tried saying that was official.
No, it's not official. It's a speculation right now of what both those images mean. Because like Alex Ross said hashtag Spider-Man 4 in his picture. So that's what people are talking about. But so the DC side of things, people are talking about James Gunn, and they're talking about, with speculation, that he could end up running the DCEU for Warner Bros. Basically the Kevin Feige of Warner Bros. And I think they need somebody to buckle down, take over responsibility for the DCU. And who better than James Gunn, somebody who has already been part of a very successful cinematic universe and knows his stuff about it. So I just think that's a great idea. So Swamp Thing, DC Universe TV show, was recently canceled. And they said that they knew it was going to be canceled before the first season even aired. And their idea for it originally was to have 3 seasons and then lead into a Justice League Dark, which I think would have been really cool. Something for the Titans that they also have as a show to fight. And they released why it was canceled. And so where they were filming, which was North Carolina, had a very heavy tax for filming there. And they didn't have the budget to pay everything for them. And right now, DC Universe itself is not making enough money. So they ultimately had to cancel it, which means they're probably going to cancel Doom Patrol and Titans too. And I just think like DC Universe itself is probably going to get canceled eventually, just because they're definitely not making enough money. So the Batman movie, there was speculation for that movie to have 6 villains, and it is confirmed that it will have 6 villains. They won't all have.
What movie?
The Batman movie that Twilight guys, Patterson, right?
Gonna have 6 villains?
Yeah, 6 like core Batman villains. So I don't know whether that means they're all gonna be like core villains, or if it's gonna be some minor villains that we might just see. But I'm not pulling any conclusions. I have faith in this movie based on how much time they took on it before they even started casting and stuff. So yeah. There's more speculation that at D23, new DCEU slate will be released, which doesn't make much sense. So that's probably a false rumor, but okay, so Black Adam finally got its director, Jaume Colette Serra. He's been on the scene for a long time with hold on, let me look it up. Colette Serra movies. Bet. Let's look this up. The Shallows, Unknown, Orphan, Run All Night. He directed he directed Unknown and Orphan. So I don't have much experience with this guy. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. Wonder Woman released a brand new poster. You can look it up. It's very colorful, very bright.
I thought Wonder Woman already came.
Or Wonder Woman 1984, I mean. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Talking is hard. It's a very colorful poster. You guys can look it up yourself if you're watching. It's very cool. Nothing important for Star Wars this week. Just some movie news that I saw that looked interesting. So Harrison Ford says that Indiana Jones is going to start shooting next year. Or Indiana Jones 5. So that's happening. I'm not excited for this movie. Jeff said a lot. But Quentin Tarantino says that he has his Star Trek film script complete and it's rated R. Why am I not excited? I think Harrison Ford is too old, and I think him going around looking for artifacts and stuff won't be as interesting.
No, but that's the thing. It's not about that, though. It's not supposed to be about that.
Well, that's like his job. He's a artifact guy. What is that
first
called?
of all, you've clearly not seen Indiana Jones. That's first off. Second off, he's gone out and said that that's not what the movie's about. That it's about somebody else, i.e., his granddaughter taking his place.
We saw how well that did last time when they tried to get a new role as the new Indiana. Oh boy. I'm just
really judge movies based on their worst movie. If I judge Star Wars based on their worst movies, we could be sitting here all day talking about that.
Right, but they've already tried to do this before and it did not go well. So I'm just saying.
Okay, what I just said was you shouldn't judge a movie based on its worst movie.
Right, but I should judge a movie based on things that they've tried before. And like, okay, fair enough.
Star Wars has had a bunch of sleepers I can talk about.
That's true. I'm not disagreeing with you. Okay. Do you want to move to the reviews? Because there are a lot of movies this week. So one movie that I don't think Casey's seen that I just want to talk about briefly, The Perfectionist. This is a Netflix movie that came out on Netflix. Right to streaming. There was no you couldn't find it in the movie theaters. It was straight to Netflix. This movie is just so good. I don't really know how to talk about it without spoiling it because it's heavily based on the plot, and talking about it is kind of hard without completely spoiling it. So this is a horror drama movie. Like, I wouldn't call it horror specifically, but there are some horror aspects in it. It has a lot of twists that just keep you interested. The acting and the music in this movie is just so fantastic. You should just watch this movie because it'll keep you interested. I don't think there's a way you can get bored by this. The Perfectionist. I love this movie.
I look it up. Not seeing anything about it. Seeing a Pretty Little Liars movie.
Ooh. Look up The Perfectionist Netflix, maybe.
Yeah.
What the? Okay, well this Perfectionist Netflix movie.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, now I found it. If you look
This
up.
is heck. Look up what?
Yeah, there's not much on it. This is odd. Perfectionist movie review. Oh, well, why is there... Oh, it's actually... Wait, hold on. Okay, look up The Perfection. That's what it's actually called. I'm just dumb and I named it wrong. The main character...
Oh, okay. It's called The Perfection.
Yeah, was in Get Out, if I'm correct, right?
Okay. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Okay, that's alright. It sounds like a Whiplash film. Seen Whiplash?
I'm not. Casey, you should know this. If it's a movie that you haven't recommended to me, I probably haven't. And unless it's a Marvel movie, I probably haven't seen it. Okay, I'm pretty new to this exploring movie stuff.
Okay. Oh my god, downloading lots of this game is like pulling teeth.
So, do you want to move on to Halloween?
How about it?
You just want to talk about it? I don't know. I was assuming we could just talk about all these movies and why they're good. So, Halloween. What would you... Okay, Casey, out of 10, what would you give this movie?
What movie? Halloween? The original?
Yeah.
9.8.
Ooh. I give it an 8.3. Solid 8.3. Is there anything in these movies that you actually like want to talk about? Because there's not much. Like, I could just give you my opinions on them and you could listen, but it's not exactly fun.
Oh yeah, I want to hear your opinion at all.
Okay. So
Start off with Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. Wow. Alrighty. Halloween 2 or 1?
2.
2? Okay. Unpopular, actually, semi-decently popular opinion. It's better than the original. I think Loomis. I like Loomis better in this film. The kills are better. The hospital is even creepier than the house. I wish. Okay, one thing that I didn't like about this movie is they introduce new characters that are just there to be killed, and there's no depth to the characters. There's no reason to care about them. They just are there to die, which is just annoying to me. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I can't really.
Yeah, I just think it's better than the original. Okay. Here's my opinion on the music for Halloween, the main theme and stuff.
What?
Here's my opinion on the Halloween music. I think what they have, the two different like.
Man, can you use the internet for a little bit? I actually looked up and doesn't like plants. Are you allowed to be streaming? Yes, yes. Oh, that's all. Is it just one phone? I kind of do after I come up with different jokes. What? Until I'll be in it too.
I didn't actually. I didn't.
I already made it.
No, I didn't. I didn't do a single one.
Damn it. Fuck off. I didn't get that during the stream.
No, I didn't. Sorry, Damon's an asshole.
So,
Everyone who's watching, this is Damon, by the way. Welcome to Damon. Anyway.
John Carpenter does a great job with the music and what he has. I wish there was more. It gets a little repetitive in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. But yeah, that's my opinion on Halloween 2.
It gets repetitive?
The music, yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I think I do, and I have an
I'm sorry,
opinion, and that's my opinion.
But like I've been like accepting what you've been saying until that. Like I don't think you understand. It's a miracle that movie is even made. But the budget it has.
I get that.
And the music, it's supposed to, like whatever.
Okay. Shaun of the Dead.
That was before horror movies even are what they are today.
Okay.
Like, you can't compare them to horror movies today. Like,
I didn't compare it. I just talked about the movie as a movie. Alright, Shaun of the Dead. Not the biggest fan of this movie.
Okay, you can't. Alright, I'm still. What did you just say?
What?
You keep just, like, stopping saying what you're saying.
I didn't.
It's okay to have, like, a little talk about movies. It's not, like...
Oh, no, that was it. All I said was that I was looking at Halloween 2, the Halloween movies as movies, not basing them off of any other movie I've seen, just as a movie itself. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
So, Shaun of the Dead, I'm not a fan of this movie that much. Like, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't think I'd ever rewatch it. I don't know. It was a little underwhelming. At least it wasn't your basic zombie movie. But I don't know.
It's not supposed to be a zombie movie, though.
That's right. Yeah.
The whole point of it is it's not.
I don't know. This movie just didn't work for me. That's basically all I have to say about it. Same thing with Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love the animation in this movie. Everything in this movie is just so well done. I'm not the biggest fan of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
All right, Scream. This is like my favorite movie right now. The opening to this movie just works so well. It's just so fun. It completely subverts your expectations. Can be very funny at times.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Ooh. So I was talking about Scream. The kills in this movie are very fun. The story is very good. The acting is on point. It can be very funny. The twists in this movie are good. And one thing I like about this movie is that it makes you think. You're not just watching people die. Like, you're thinking about, oh, who's the killer? So it has its twist of mystery to it, with I think works very well. And is very.
Son, you're not listening to me. Okay.
What were you saying?
So please don't base a movie. Please don't review a movie based on its kills. Like, I thought you just said that you review a movie based on the fact that it's a movie. Like,
well,
don't just like a movie because it has fun kills. That's what's problem. Whatever.
I just said I had good kills.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I liked about the movie. Is that watching people die was fun, but Nightmare on Elm Street. So I don't think it was that scary. It did have a fun plot.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it was scary, okay? It was just
Okay, that's not what I'm getting mad at you about. What I'm getting mad at you about is like, okay, so I'm not getting mad at you. One of my biggest pet peeves is when like somebody walks out of a horror movie and they're like, it wasn't scary. Like, you're not looking at how it is as a movie. You're not looking at how it is at all. You're just like, it didn't make me jump It didn't make me jump at all, so it's bad. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that tips me off when people do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm new to horror movies. So I guess I just assumed with horror as your genre, you would be a scary movie. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, obviously.
That's you're very wrong about that.
So like what is a horror movie then? Like I thought horror was supposed to scare you, but like what is a horror movie?
It is. It definitely is, but that's not all to it. You shouldn't just. That's the problem with movies like The Conjuring, or movies like Annabelle. All they're trying to do is throw a couple jump scares at you and be like, all right, show's over. It's a good horror movie. The whole point of it is to make you feel fear in not cheap ways. Because Freddy Krueger didn't jump at the screen a couple times. Doesn't mean it's not scary. It just didn't scare you. Because you're used to horror movies jumping at the screen all the time. If you saw that movie back before those tropes were happening, saying otherwise, and you shouldn't just do a horror movie based on it's scary. The movie The Shining doesn't scare me. I still think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Yeah. I feel like just because you didn't jump while watching it, or just because you didn't walk away from it wobbling to your feet, doesn't make it a bad horror movie.
Okay. Okay. That's a good point. This is not just this movie specifically. This is my issue in Scream and in this movie and Cabin in the Woods too.
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, I have an issue. Like the only movies that I, like horror movies that I've seen that I haven't had this issue with is Halloween, is that the main character, like especially in this movie, she's like younger. She's how old? Probably like 15, 16.
In what?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
They're
like 17. Okay. She lost her best friends, and she didn't even like. There was that one 5-minute scene of them at the funeral, and she didn't even like shed a tear. That just didn't, like, you'd think that they'd like take a moment and just be like. That's what I liked about Halloween, is like she almost got killed because
that's just some people are. Some people are just like that, you know. Some people are just funky like that, you know.
Okay.
Nancy and Nightmare on Elm Street. She makes up for that in like badassery, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
You can get your problem with that. I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah. Okay, Taxi Driver. This great movie. The acting in this movie is just perfect. The music is great, and a lot of the story is like I talked to Julian about this movie, and he was talking about how a lot of the storytelling is told through the music and through the camera work and through like
that's how most. That's like I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was about to talk about that when we were talking horror movies. That's what a good horror movie does. That's what a good movie in general does. It tells a story, not by like telling you deliberately, but it shows you.
Yeah. Because
I
was talking about with him. I was like, I didn't. A lot of times, I got out of like the moment of the movie and got a little bored because of like the moments of just complete silence besides like some music and just like the camera showing you stuff. Right. And then I talked to him and he was like, oh, it's used to represent Robert De Niro's his character's loneliness in the movie. And I was like, oh, okay, hey, that's pretty cool.
We gotta talk about that. I hope one day you can do this. At the moment, no offense, I'm not talking shit about you, but you can't. You need to start looking at movies more than just like what's shown to you.
Yeah.
Like, you need to look at movies more than just like what's on your eyes. You need to think. You need to, especially if you want to be like a movie critic or if you want to critique movies on this YouTube channel, you got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
you can't just watch a Marvel movie and be like, "Oh my God, there was a cool explosion." 10 out of 10 movie. Right. And that's probably why you don't do that because honestly, before like this year, all you've been watching is just Marvel. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just means in Marvel movies, usually there isn't really much. Everything that's shown to you is everything that's there.
Yeah.
There isn't much depth. So when I tried showing you these movies, you watch them like that, you know?
Yeah. I was watching a review of Shaun of the Dead because I wanted to see what other people were talking about, and it talked about like, so you know how the beginning and they're like at the bar and what's the big dude's name?
I know his name. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it was talking about how the way the camera angles are. Like at the opening scene of the bar, it's
That's just dude. I don't think you get.
No, but it was talking about it was their relationship.
Okay, but listen.
The two people were talking and then he was in the center. It was like it was using that as a expression of how he's in between them as a relationship and he's holding him back.
I think you know what stylistic directing is. I think that's why you didn't like movies like. Maybe you didn't like movies like Fantastic Mr. Fox or like Shaun of the Dead because you don't know what like your mind is blown away right now by just like basic like filming style. Like that's just how he does it. That's just how Edgar Wright does it. The man's got style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you looking up?
I was just looking up like different, I don't know. I was just looking up the definition of stylistic directing and just like examples of it so I know what to look out for. But okay. I think we talked about all of it.
Yeah.
So there was a Good Boys trailer just about like 3 kids. You guys should watch the trailer. It looks pretty funny. I don't have much to say about any of the trailers, really. Frozen 2, whatever. There was a actual Pennyworth trailer. Looks really, really good. There's a bad Batwoman teaser. Okay, and we have Dr. Sleep. Casey, take it away.
All right, so I'm going to talk about this in The Shining video that's coming out probably next week. But basically, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of The Shining. Basically, this family of 3, this wife named Wendy, husband named Jack, boy named Danny. They move into this hotel called the Overlook Hotel. Might be haunted, we don't know. The film never really says that to you. And that's one of the great things about the film, but I'll get there. And the dad slowly goes insane as they live at this hotel because they have to overlook the hotel while they're there. That's their job. His whole job is that he manages hotels while they're closed during the winter. and he slowly goes insane and tries to kill his family, fails, and dies. That is the baseline definition for that movie. Now, you hearing that sounds boring as shit. But this movie goes places with it. This movie, it goes further than you can imagine. And I don't know how to explain that besides just saying, watch the movie. Just watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm scared about you watching that movie, because I'm scared that when I go watch the movie, you're going to come back to me and be like, it was good, wouldn't visit it again. Because I'm scared you're just going to watch that movie at face value. You can't watch that movie. You can't watch all movies like that. It's going to hurt you eventually. This movie, there's so much more to it than just that. And now they're making a sequel. 30 years later. Wait, hold on, let me do that math. If the original came out in 1980, that's 2019.
39.
It's like 39 years?
Yeah, 39, right? Because... yeah.
39 years later. The casting looks great. I don't know where they're going to go with it. I hope they don't explain the ending of The Shining. I'm not going to show you what happens at the end of The Shining, because it's confusing and you have to look it up about it. And here's what I love about The Shining. It could be about fucking anything. That movie could be about some people think it's about the Holocaust. Some people think it's about Native Americans getting slain by the Europeans in Colorado. Some people think it's about Hitler's last resort or something. Some people think it's about the moon landing being faked. There's so many theories about that movie that all make a bit of sense.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how you can make a sequel to such a legacy, but I guess we're doing now. And the trailer looks good, so who knows?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that, Mason.
I will.
Can you stop? Alright, I'm just gonna say one thing. Can you stop looking up reviews to movies after I ask you to watch them? Just watch the movie on your own and think about the movie on your own.
That's what I do. When I watch a movie, I watch the movie without looking anything up about it. I take my thoughts on the movie, I write them down, and I think about them, and then I look up the reviews to see what other people are saying, and if people said something that I didn't think about, I listen to what they have to say, and if I agree with it, I write it down, or if I disagree with it, I don't write it down, and I just think about what they have to say too. Because the people who I watch do movie reviews full time on YouTube. Like I watch what's his name? He has I watch Sean Chandler talks about movies, Beyond the Trailer, and some other Chris Stuckman sometimes. So they just to see what they say and look at a professional's point of view too. But as for TV show news, the Russos are making a Magic the Gathering TV show for Netflix. My best guess is it's similar to Black Mirror in the sense that it's you make choices in the movie or in the show. I mean.
Sorry.
It's all good. I got one as well.
I was trying to X out of the file.
Oh. So
I was trying to X out of a file and I picked up the next game.
On to music. So 21 Pilots is already working on a new album, and it says it's going to continue the Trench universe and more stuff like that, which is cool. We got an album by Bastille, Doom Days. I'm not a big Bastille fan. So this album is good. It's not it doesn't do anything new, which is one thing. But I still recommend checking it out. I had a good time listening to this album. It's good. I would say it's good background noise, something to put on if you're folding laundry or something. That's the best way to describe it. So game stuff. Casey, this is your arena. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about all the reveals for E3. Alright, time to talk. So first off, there was the Avengers game, which looks I don't know how I feel about it right now. First, I think it looks fun, but apparently it's supposed to be a multiplayer game, which I'm not down for.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe it'll turn. Well, they've got Daredevil in it. I'll buy it.
So people are talking about.
They're going to be adding What?
No, you go ahead.
If they add Daredevil and like a bunch of other heroes that I like, maybe I'll know it.
Yeah.
The Marvel game universe is official apparently. I didn't know about that.
So back to the Avengers first.
The Outer Worlds. Okay.
So a lot of people were bashing the way the characters looked. How do you feel about it? Because like you know more about games. I thought it was fine because like from what you've said is games can take years to come out. I just assumed that's like their first base and then they're gonna add to it later and refine it. That's just what I assumed they were gonna do.
Okay. They have a release date for it, which means nearing the end of development. So.
Oh, when is it coming out?
Yeah. Sometime in I think it was September. No, it was October.
Oh.
Anyway, no, let me look it up. I don't want to give you false information. Avengers game release date. All right, it's coming out in May.
Of next year. That's cool.
Okay, it's coming out. Wait, Cyberpunk's coming out before it. That's weird. All right. The Outer Worlds gameplay. The Outer Worlds is made by the guys who made Fallout Vegas, which is like one of the best Fallout games. But the gameplay is not looking too good. It just looks generic. People are scared it's not going to be good. I included. Yeah, I hope that goes out not that bad. Bleeding Edge. I don't know what Bleeding Edge is. You added this.
Oh, I have no idea. I assumed you knew what it was. There was
this is that Overwatch clone. Yeah, nobody gives a crap about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Cyberpunk 2077. Oh my god, I'm so sick. This game is so good. I'm gonna pre-order it. Keanu Reeves is gonna be in it. Apparently, Lady Gaga's gonna be in it. T-Pain's gonna be in it. It looks so much fun. There's so many news for this game. Your character is customizable in every single way. You can play the game without killing a single person. You can have your character be like a hacker dude. You can have your character be like a giant monster or machine. You can have your character look like anything. The game looks incredible. So yeah. Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Smash, which is something I've been wanting for years.
What is he
Banjo
from?
is going to show up in a Smash game. It's like black as fuck. Sorry. Yeah, it's crazy. The new Siege Operators came out. Warden and Knock. Mason, you played that with me.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're good.
That's a
they're
good
not like
game.
The best operators we've gotten, but they're fun. My friend Pedro is getting a release date. It's coming out this Thursday. I pre-ordered it already. I'm really excited for that to come out. Watch Dogs Legion. Now this game looks great. This game, there's no like main character you can play as. You can just play as any single character that's walking around in the street, which is crazy. It's like really innovative. I'm excited to see how that turned out. They had gameplay of you playing as this cool dude, and then you get killed, and then they selected to play as an old lady, and they started like killing people as an old lady, which is like the funniest thing I've seen in E3 ever. Project Scarlet is coming out. There's like a new Xbox thing. I don't care about Xbox. The Blair Witch Project game. They're making a game for the Blair Witch Project. That's another horror movie you need to see. I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Definitely watch it soon. It's so good.
I liked the thing they put out for it, whatever it was, the trailer thing.
The game?
Yeah.
Yeah, the game has nothing to do with the movie, by the way.
Oh.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
Luigi's Mansion. Well, I mean, the game does have to do with the movie in the sense that it's the same name, but the game is not sharing the same story as the movie.
Right.
They're not releasing new Switch models. People thought that they were going to release new Nintendo Switch models this E3, and we were all relieved that that's not happening.
How long ago did the first one come out?
First one came out in 2017, March 3rd, 2017. I remember the day myself.
So would it be like?
I got it March
Nintendo
28th.
Switch
I got my Switch March 28th.
2, or would it just be a different looking Nintendo Switch?
It wouldn't be a new Switch. It would just be a different looking Switch.
Oh, okay. What's wrong with what would be bad about them doing that?
Okay, so when they made the 3DS, it was all fine and dandy, but then they made the extra 3DS models called the new 3DS, and there are some games that could be only played on the new 3DS. That would be the only problem.
Oh, okay.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I was really excited for, got delayed to July, which I think is a good thing. They needed to patch it up, make it look nicer, make it funner. I'm fine with that.
Is it
this? If Daredevil is in the game, I buy it.
Is it July 2019 or 2020?
July 2077, Mason. This year. This July.
Oh, okay.
Animal Crossing They were good. They were building Animal Crossing. It's really fun. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm probably gonna rent it, and then if I like it, buy it. And then the biggest reveal of E3 was Breath of the Wild 3. Breath of the Wild 2. We've never seen a direct sequel to a Zelda game, and now we are, and it's really weird. So yeah.
I played some of the first one. I did not really like it.
The first.
I'm not a game guy myself.
It's probably one of the greatest games ever made.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not. If it doesn't have Marvel in it, you know.
Oh my. I just didn't like the way the game looked, like the graphics and stuff.
It's called an art style.
I didn't like the style of art.
Okay.
So that's the podcast. Thank you.
I believe that's all.
Thank you guys
That sound, just cleaning off my keyboard.
for watching.
I said, if you can hear that sound, that's me cleaning off my keyboard.
Yeah, it's very loud. We can all hear it. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys next week. Sorry we missed last week. I was seeing 21 Pilots. Oh, we can talk about my experience there. They're amazing live. Oh, okay, bye.
Yes.
Them live is so they're so fun live. They connect. Tyler Joseph, I didn't realize how funny that man was. That guy's really funny. He he connects with this crowd a lot. He makes jokes. I mean, what else can I say? He just fantastic man. Their music is just so fun live too. Just solid stuff. One issue that I've seen actually a lot of different people talk about, is how heavily they rely on pre-recorded music for their shows, because it's two guys, and they're doing a lot. They want to connect with their crowd because they do a lot of different things, and so a lot of people are talking about how they didn't like that there was so much electronic stuff. I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, when you actually look at the show itself, it's just so fun. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment, share this podcast so we can get different people watching every day. Bye.